The Send-Off by Wilfred Owen. We're going to learn about Owen's use of imagery in this poem and his use of visual imagery and oral imagery. That's imagery to do with the sounds of something, creates what makes a truly effective poem. Learn about comparisons and contrasts. Read it through. Before you listen to any explanations, try and work it out for yourself. That's when the most learning happens. I would say it's a relatively difficult poem, so don't expect to understand all of it, but have a go. Down the close, darkening lanes, they sang their way to the siding shed and lined the train with faces grimly gay. These are soldiers going off to war, to the front at the very end of the war in 1918, and the lanes that they're going down are darkening, and they're singing. But their faces are grimly gay. They're gay as in happy, and they're grim. They're not that happy as well. So we have here an oxymoron. That's two words that are opposites put together. Owen does that deliberately to create a kind of sense of the anxiety and strangeness of the situation. Their breasts were stuck all white with reef and spray, as men's are dead. Dull porters watched them, and a casual tramp stood staring hard, sorry to miss them from the upland camp. Then, unmoved, signals nodded, and a lamp winked to the guard. So we have in this section the men having wreath and spray. They have flowers in their breast pockets as they're about to be sent off to the front, and they are looking like corpses in a coffin, as men's are dead. That's similarly they're suggesting they're sort of not looking alive at all. Obviously very heavy irony here, because most of them will die, so that before they go to the front they look like dead men. They haven't got the send-off that soldiers got at the beginning of the war. Only dull porters, the people at the train station, watched them, and a casual tramp stood staring hard. But I'm sorry to miss them from the upland camp. Not really bothered about them at all, really. And then, unmoved, signals nodded, and the lamp winked to the guard. So Owen personifies the machinery of the railway. The signals nod like men, and the lamp winks at the guard to let the train go. Owen does this a lot in his poetry, where man-made objects, technology, is personified as real people, suggesting a kind of dehumanized world where the people are somehow like machines. The men are like dead men almost, and it's the machinery that actually has a human quality. So it kind of creates a bizarre and troubling atmosphere in the poem. So secretly, like wrongs hushed up, they went. They were not ours. We never heard to which front these were sent, nor there if they yet mock what women meant who gave them flowers. Like wrongs hushed up, they went. In other words, like these secret sins that have been hidden, they go off. No one wants to know that they're going off to war, because they all expect them to die. They were not ours. They were not people, a platoon that belonged to our community, didn't know who they were. They were anonymous. No one knows where actually they even went. Nor there if they yet mock what women meant who gave them flowers. They don't even know what type of people they were. Were they men that sort of laughed about the women giving them flowers? We have no clue. Shall they return to beatings of great bells in wild trainloads? A few, too few for drums and yells, may creep back silent to still village wells up half-known roads. So Will they return to the great bells in wild train loads? Will they return to great rejoicing and huge amounts of them return to home? No. A few, too few. Notice that repetition, emphasizing that there will be very, very few of them going home, for drums and yells will return. And they won't return to a great celebration. They'll creep back silent to still village wells. They'll creep back to villages that are completely silent as well, still up half-known roads, up roads that they don't fully know because perhaps they're shell-shocked, these soldiers who return, and they've lost contact with reality. There's a series of questions for you to do on this poem. It's well worth spending a bit more time on this poem. It's a very effective poem. It's one of his best, and is full of hidden meanings, which I haven't had time to go through, but look carefully at it. He uses rhyme to great effect in this poem, and there's a sense of hush in the poem. I talked about oral imagery with the learning objectives. We've seen the visual images of the men being sent off to the front and creeping back, but we also have sounds in this poem, sounds of quietness, of hush, of and there are a number of words that do this, aren't there? Creep and hush and a few others. Have a look for those. It was written in May 1918, just before Owen was sent to the front again. It contrasts greatly with poems that were written in 1914, when people were very optimistic about the war. Annotate the poem in your book and think of a creative response. Then teach it to the person sitting next to you.